Floods, wildfires, and even tornadoes. It seems as though every time we turn on the news, we're hearing more and more about extreme weather events. It's also leaving many Canadians to question whether the terms in their current insurance policy is enough to protect their pocketbooks and how to guard against rising premiums. Well, Matt Hans is Vice President of Insurance at Ratehub.ca, and he joins me now with his insights. Hi, Matt. Great to see you.
Great to see you again as well.
So I read recently that the cost of claims for personal property insurance has now hit $7 billion per year, Matt, compared to just something like 6 billion 5 years ago. I don't think that comes as a huge surprise. Do you know what's driving this increase?
I mean, sorry, excuse me. Yes, the cost of claims is definitely on the rise. There's a number of factors at play here. We just got out of a pandemic. We've had a lot of supply chain issues, and now we're experiencing significant inflation, which is impacting all parts of our lives, including the cost of claims when we look at repairing vehicles and homes.
Mhm.
But another one of the factors that's at play is the rise in severe weather events. Um, excuse me, the Insurance Bureau of Canada has often cited that as one of the main factors contributing to the increase in the cost of home claims.
So let's talk about that, and particularly when it comes to home insurance, Matt. Can you run through what's typically included as it relates to protecting yourself from weather-related events? And I know there's a lot of weather-related events, so we can go through those as well.
For sure. And the first thing to note is that unlike auto insurance, home insurance isn't mandatory. So we start there. And then when you go with a policy, there's a couple different types of policies you can get. You can have a standard policy, a basic policy, which are kind of similar, which they just cover what we would say is majority of perils. Most people go for is a comprehensive policy, which essentially covers all perils. And perils are what we would consider like an event that's related to an incident caused by, say, like severe weather. We're talking about like wind, hail, rain, fire. But I think some people think just because they're covered with a comprehensive policy or all perils that they're automatically covered for things like flood damage, which isn't the case.
Mm.
So to start there is, we're covered initially for, like I said, wind, hail, fire. So wildfires are covered, but things like flooding would not be covered. So what you need to do there is add additional coverage to your policy through things like sewer backup, which covers you in case the flooding through to the sewer system gets overloaded and backs up into your house, which can be a very costly repair. And then overland water coverage, which would cover in case the surrounding area floods and the water seep through your windows into your basement. Could be an example there.
Okay, so then is it kind of all or nothing, Matt? Like, can you get basic and then say, okay, well, then I'm going to add on? Do you call them riders? So you add on these other additional
Yeah,
things.
or endorsements
Yeah.
we could call them. You could do named perils, where you specifically work with your insurance company or your broker and describe the specific types of perils you want to be covered for. You are taking a risk there by omitting certain types of perils that could occur. But if you're confident and that you can handle potentially anything relating to the other ones, and you only want to focus on a few, it could be a way to lower the cost of your insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, because I wonder, for people, they're probably having to make these decisions, aren't they? It's like, well, what's the likelihood that we're constantly going to see rain or a tornado? So it's not really an easy decision for them.
It's not. These severe weather events are becoming more frequent, unfortunately. There is a reason why flood damage is an additional cost. It has a higher potential of occurring than the other perils on the list, and at least a significant costs. The average flood damage repair is over $40,000. So just to keep that in
Wow.
mind, why having flood coverage on a home is so important, especially if you are in anything close to big bodies of water, or you're in an area that's susceptible to flooding. That should be the number one type of coverage you're adding. And to be honest, the cost to add it, while it may feel a lot, it's just nobody really has $40,000 lying around to cover any potential claims that may occur. Um, the hard part is that there's actually 10% of Canada that can't get that coverage right now.
Oh, wow.
because insurance companies have deemed the areas uninsurable. They're in floodplains, and the potential risk every year of floods occurring is just not. They're not willing to cover that cost.
Okay.
Um,
I,
yeah.
I, I want to pick up on that conversation. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.